Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
For me again, you can't for me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't for me again. Can't for me again. You can't for me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't for me again.
What fi money eat no money, what fi at you eat no at you. Covid money missing we eat the your little rat you. Use the youth them money waste for must a man to statue. Say me like a catch you but bigger than a figure you. Take the skin from money girl and say that it's not you. On the head the man a moving up him a got a bet. Too much it in the kitchen some a fly well like a patu. When singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me,
300% raise.
it burn me,
Garbage pile of the day.
it burn me,
Give the teacher them
it
raise.
burn me,
I see corruption
it
face.
burn me,
Mash down the people them house.
it burn me,
Every day appear arms out.
it burn me,
Appear money them a thief.
it burn me.
And them a sell out with each.
Can't for me again, you can't for me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't for me again. Can't for me again. You can't for me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't for me again.
Come me say dig up all the charities and all of the giver. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The 100 promises, none of them not deliver. Cut up the youth, they rap and they down in a whatever. Member bold only and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them swell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell, go mash up people start like people themselves.
It burn me,
On the treat the market man.
it burn me,
On them a treat the cat man.
it burn me,
On them treat the peanut man.
it burn me,
On them a treat the jerk man.
it burn me,
On them a treat the son man.
it burn me,
How them a treat policeman.
it burn me,
How them a treat soldier man.
it burn me.
How them a treat everyone.
Can't for me again, you can't for me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't for me again. Can't for me again. You can't.
Stibbidim day, stibbidim day. We in Global TV say certain kind of friend we no keep. And some informer friend we love like. We in Global, bona fake friend and bona tape. We in Global, we not promote them, we not support them. Look at them on the cheek, come here represent for. We in Global TV, check it.
Good evening from London. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Global Television Group. It is a Sunday evening. Lovely to have your support. I hope your weekend was great. It was restful and it was joyous. Thank you all for joining us this evening. Like and share the live. You might never know where it might end up this evening. However, firstly, we're going to go into our geopolitics because of the importance of the Mr. Bolt's issue, we have missed our geopolitical slot on Friday night. But I have about a 10 minutes of geopolitics to bring you with concern to Jamaica, of course. So hopefully we can waddle away into that tonight. Can me say anything we say, go Marlene, go Marlene, go Marlene, anything we say, go Marlene, go Marlene, go Marlene, anything we say, go Marlene, go Marlene, go Marlene, anything we say, go Marlene, go Marlene, go Marlene. Yes, we will take a look into Marlene's night a bit later on into the session. But to my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, via subscribers, commenters, and trolls, good evening and welcome. Thank you all for joining us. Real sweet, Debbie Jervis. Good evening, and welcome. Thank you all for joining. Who else there here? Beat and Teach, good evening, good evening. Good evening. Willie Don, good evening. Daphne Jackson. Ada James, good evening. Marcia Thomas, Violet Watson. Empress Deb, Catherine Hypeness. Bernice Nicholson, Winston Daly. Andrea Joan Hamilton Wilson. Good evening, Sophia Hall. Good evening. Welcome, everyone. Let me see who is on TikTok. Father Nicole, Khalid, Jen, Winsome, Sheldon, Son. Good evening. Good evening and welcome. Isilda Williams, Hugh Botham, Janet McIntosh. Good evening. Now, let us go straight into our geopolitical slot. I will bring you the information for information purpose, but nothing that is said in this I believe or would subscribe to. I don't think if there's a lifeboat on the ship, one should go down with a sinking ship. But on the other hand, if we are to go the BRICS route, then it's our politician that we must take to task in order to make sure we get the right deal. But let's listen in first, then I'll tell you some points that I don't agree with.
Before I get to that question, I see, what will BRICS here do for the Jamaican economy? Will it do much?
It can. It can. The opportunity to network, the opportunity to raise issues, this platform of industrialized countries. But countries...
Jamaica is at a crossroads. With the rise of BRICS, an economic alliance of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, some wonder if Jamaica should align itself with this powerful bloc. But is joining BRICS really in Jamaica's best interest? In this video, we break down 15 critical reasons why Jamaica should never join BRICS. From trade imbalances to security risks and diplomatic consequences, we'll explore how joining BRICS could impact Jamaica's economy, international relations, and future stability. Stick around to find out why staying aligned with traditional Western partners may be the smarter choice. Number 15. Human rights and global reputation.
African today. Yes, people, we are here. These are
Western countries prioritize human rights and democratic values, while BRICS includes nations criticized for censorship, human rights violations, and aggressive foreign policies. Jamaica aligning with BRICS could damage its global reputation. Maintaining strong ties with democratic nations ensures continued support.
Now, when it comes to do with aggressive foreign policy, I wouldn't really listen to the British or the Europeans and the Americans, because the most aggressive foreign policy have been pushed on this planet is by these same Western hegemon who will bomb you for your resources, who will bomb you to change the ideology in your country. The West, who uses the USAID to sponsor all with its many different non-government agencies, which are low-level spies, which sponsors uprising in your country, sponsor this whole notion of democracy, which democracy is a subjective thing because it means different thing in different parts of Europe. This whole move of democracy, this whole transgenderization, this whole equality under the disguise of distorting people. So when they talk about BRICS have aggressive foreign policy, I don't believe this bullshit. The worst and the most aggressive foreign policy ever to be pushed on this planet is pushed by Europe and America. So I really don't know what the propaganda is really about.
Support for human rights, economic development, and international credibility. Number 14. Negative public perception. Jamaicans might view an alignment with BRICS, particularly China and Russia, as a betrayal of traditional Western partnerships. This could lead to political instability and public dissatisfaction. Many Jamaicans prefer alignment with Western values and opportunities. The government must consider public sentiment before making any drastic foreign policy shifts. Number 13. Potential loss of preferential trade agreements. Jamaica benefits from trade deals like the Caribbean Basin Initiative with the US and the Economic Partnership Agreement with the EU. Joining BRICS could put these agreements at risk, leading to increased tariffs and loss of preferential access to key markets. Jamaica's economic...
This is another part I disagree with. I don't think Jamaica or any other Caribbean country should be strangled to hold on to an American economy, which is nowhere. The American is like the drugs dealer foreign, where just boast spend the whole heap of money and material possession. The Americans borrow money from China, put themselves in a debt to go around the world acting big, giving aid, fighting war, and all that. So I really don't support this narrative, but the fact that me not support it means me not gonna bring it to the people.
Economic interests are better served by maintaining current trade relationships rather than pursuing uncertain BRICS deals. Number 12. Uncertain future of BRICS. While BRICS aims to challenge Western dominance, it faces internal conflicts, such as border tensions between India and China. Jamaica could be joining an organization that lacks cohesion. The instability within BRICS means that...
Right. Jamaica may be joining an organization that lacks cohesion. The European Union has no cohesion in it. The Europeans and the Americans have no cohesions in it. The NATO alliance have no allegiance in it other than when them ready to go fight people for them ideology or fight people for their possession. I mean, the China-India border warfare, it was something that was created by the very British. The Pakistan-India border warfare by the very British. All of these countries that are being described as the global south, those countries who are leaning to BRICS, all these things and a lot of these things that are being criticized in these countries are sponsored by the same Western hegemony to keep these countries underdeveloped, to keep America walking around the globe and said, I am the big boy with the broke pocket where I borrow money to show the world that I am the big boy.
Means there is no guarantee of long-term benefits. Aligning with such a bloc could expose Jamaica to unnecessary risks without guaranteed advantages. Number 11. Currency and banking risks. BRICS is working on a de-dollarization strategy to reduce reliance on the US dollar. However, Jamaica's economy is deeply tied to the US dollar, and shifting to a BRICS-led financial system could destabilize the Jamaican economy. Foreign exchange risks and limited banking partnerships with BRICS nations make such a shift a risky proposition for Jamaica's financial sector. Number
No, one of my problem with this whole broadcasting is nothing in it I heard them mention of the leverage Jamaica has in negotiation with its natural resources, its human capital, and its potential in agriculture and all of that. I don't hear any of these bargaining power mentioned. All I hear is, please don't trouble the US. Please make sure you stay in slavery perpetually. Even if America chop off on the head for the little visa and the little trade, it's better to stay with the American, the IMF, and make on a continue develop, but don't try anything else. I don't agree. I don't subscribe to these bull craps.
Number 10. Weak regional support. Most Caribbean nations align with Western institutions like the Organization of American States, OAS, and CARICOM's partnerships with the US and EU. Jamaica joining BRICS could isolate it from regional allies. This could create friction within CARICOM and reduce collective bargaining power. Maintaining strong regional ties is crucial for Jamaica's diplomatic and economic stability.
Do your sales calls feel like a waste of time because you pitch them your products and services and they say,
Number 9. No clear economic benefits. Jamaica's economy is heavily based on tourism, remittances, and exports to the West. BRICS membership does not necessarily provide clear economic advantages to outweigh potential losses from the West. Unlike BRICS nations with large industrial bases, Jamaica's small economy may not benefit significantly from BRICS partnerships. Maintaining trade relationships with the US and EU offers a more stable path to economic growth.
How will it offer a more stable path to economic growth when these two powers that we rely on or align to or is being tied to, they're going down? I mean, are you prepared to go down with a sinking ship? Because all this narrative proposed to me, it's that we must or should go down with the sinking ship of Europe and America.
Number 8. U.S. military protection and regional security. Jamaica benefits from U.S. security cooperation, including counter-narcotics operations and disaster relief. If Jamaica joins...
This is a lie. This is a lie. If we benefit from military cooperation, we're overrun by drugs and gun, and we are the main route for them something there. So I don't understand the lie there. When it comes to disaster relief and them something there, just go back and look at what happened to us the other day in Beryl. So me still don't understand the narrative you neither. But make them go on.
BRICS. It may lose key security support from Western allies. The U.S. has historically provided military aid and disaster response assistance that BRICS nations are unlikely to match. Weakening these security relationships could leave Jamaica more vulnerable to transnational crime and natural disasters. Number 7. Political ideological differences. Jamaica is a democratic nation, while BRICS members like China and Russia operate under authoritarian regimes. Aligning with BRICS could raise concerns about supporting nations that oppose democratic principles. Jamaica's diplomatic stance has long favored democracy, human rights, and transparency, values that might be compromised if it aligns with BRICS. Such a shift could damage Jamaica's international reputation and partnerships. Number 6.
What the West calls democracy, to a lot of people could be bullshit, because democracy for the West is what the 1% wants you to do. It's the agenda and the narrative driven by the 1%. Because we can talk certain word in a democratic Western media, just like how we can talk certain thing in a Eastern media as well. All of them use media to drive them narrative. All of them have human rights abuse. Historically, Europe and America has been the greatest violator of human rights. So them running around shouting the democracy card really does not pull a wool over my eye, because you just got to look at the continuous bloodbaths that Europe and America continue to sponsor in their crusade of democracy. One can also argue that democracy is the biggest bullshit that the Western hegemon has ever launched on us. Because democracy is not by choice, you know. This is the bullshit about democracy. Democracy is not by choice. It's by the bullet or the bombs, if one be truthful. Because whenever these Western crusaders going around the world spreading democracy, it's not spread with love, is it? It's spread at the point of a gun or by the dropping of bombs. Ask America.
6. Chinese debt trap concerns. China has provided loans to developing nations, sometimes leading to excessive debt burdens. Jamaica already has significant Chinese loans, and joining BRICS may deepen dependency. The fear of a debt trap arises from loan agreements that could force Jamaica to cede control over key infrastructure if unable to repay. Rather than increasing reliance on Chinese lending, Jamaica should focus on sustainable financial partnerships. Number 5.
Now, this number 6 area is an area where we must zoom in on our leaders, because this is where the Marcus Garvey land and our hub or ports come into picture. Have our country been in default and their loan to China? Thus, we have to hand over these key assets and resources. This is where we must come out of the bullshit of PNP and JLP and focus on what we might lose as a country, but not as a political party.
IMF and World Bank support. Jamaica relies on financial aid from institutions like the IMF and World Bank for economic stability. These institutions provide low-interest loans, debt management support, and technical assistance. BRICS Alternative, the new development bank, lacks the capacity and influence of the IMF and World Bank. If Jamaica distances itself from these organizations, it may face higher borrowing costs and fewer financial safeguards, increasing economic vulnerability. Number 4.
Now, number 5 is Jamaica's biggest problem. The IMF and the World Bank is the biggest problem to advancement and development of colonies, of former colonies. The purpose of the IMF and the World Bank is to keep third world, as they describe it, countries underdeveloped. The purpose of IMF loan is not to develop your country. The purpose of IMF loan is to give the IMF, the Americans, run the power over your economy. This is why corrupt countries like Jamaica, who only take money, thieve it, and waste it. What you have run in Jamaica, and I said this to you time and time again, Jamaica is run by the IMF under the managerial approach. You have several different approaches of the IMF. You have the managerial approach, you have the realistic approach, and I forget some of the other approaches. But the realistic approach is more like people who are paying their debt well. So it's like a wink and a nudge, remind you to pay your debt. But like the managerial approaches for countries like Jamaica, who all them do is thief, then what the IMF does, the IMF applies a managerial approach to that country, where it's the IMF that decide where money, what development strategy money goes into, and what policy is advanced. And this is why I always say to you, regardless of what your political leaders say to you on the election campaign, I listen not much to them, because it's what the IMF want them to do when they sit down with the IMF for money to finance their budget. So for me, the IMF is the greatest problem we have in the Western Hemisphere, or that deals with post-colonial countries.
Risk to remittances. Remittances from the US, Canada, and the UK contribute billions to Jamaica's economy. If Jamaica joins BRICS, Western financial restrictions could disrupt these crucial funds, impacting millions who rely on them. Sanctions or banking limitations could make it harder for Jamaicans abroad to send money home. Since BRICS nations do not contribute significantly to remittances, Jamaica would not find a suitable replacement, putting economic stability at risk. Number 3. Trade imbalance with BRICS nations. Jamaica imports significantly more from BRICS countries than it exports, leading to a trade imbalance. China alone exports billions in goods to Jamaica, while Jamaica's exports to BRICS nations remain minimal. Increased imports could harm local industries, reducing competitiveness and leading to job losses. Meanwhile, existing trade agreements with the US and EU provide preferential market access, which Jamaica could lose if it shifts focus to BRICS.
I really don't believe in this narrative. Jamaica economic tie to Europe and America has always been a struggle.
Number 2. Potential US sanctions. Aligning with BRICS could expose Jamaica to US sanctions, which have historically crippled economies like Venezuela and Cuba. Restrictions could impact trade, investment, and access to the US financial system, which is critical given the US is one of Jamaica's largest trading partners. Banking restrictions.
Given how economic sanctions have crippled Cuba, one could argue, over the last 7 decades, Cuba still have managed to train more nurses and doctors and teachers and the general population more than us. Ask yourself, where is leadership in our country? Because if we couldn't have done what Cuba done educationally under 70 years of embargo, after with 70 years of democracy, educationally, I think the Cubans have achieved much more than us. So this whole bullshit of notion of democracy is tainted in blood. And if you want to continue with the bloodbath and the dry blood on your hands and shoulder, then you can continue with democracy. Democracy is not the be-all and end-all. And each nation can decide on the system of what develop them, rather than focus on going around the planet killing people like America.
Might also affect remittances from Jamaicans abroad, a major economic lifeline. The risks of such sanctions far outweigh any potential economic gains from BRICS membership. Number 1. Strong ties with the West.
The days of America wielding sanction as a big stick is over. Ketep, over. The days of America wielding sanction as a big stick is over. Just like you see President Trump levy or tariff will create a lot of havoc for America. Because the American population is so illiterate, a lot of them don't understand. Trump ain't putting tax on China. Trump is putting tax on you, the American taxpayer. Then he's going to turn around and borrow money from China to prop up America's drugs dealing life. Because, America is the drug dealer in the hood. When walk around and go on big, like everybody. And probably who a drugs man for them drugs.
Jamaica has historically maintained close ties with Western nations, benefiting from trade agreements, security partnerships, and financial aid. Joining BRICS could jeopardize these relationships, leading to diplomatic and economic consequences. The Commonwealth Connection also provides scholarships, trade benefits, and political support, which BRICS may not replace. Additionally, Western financial institutions like the IMF and World Bank offer structured lending programs, ensuring economic stability, which could be at risk if Jamaica aligns with BRICS. Jamaica's best interests lie in maintaining strong.
How come Jamaica still can reach the economic stability of all the decades of interaction with IMF and something there? So right now, we're into a recession, but we will get into that when we get to anti-flavoral.
Ties with its Western partners rather than joining BRICS. The risks of sanctions, trade losses, and weakened security outweigh any potential benefits. Jamaica should focus on strengthening existing alliances to ensure long-term stability and economic growth.
And the United States have had a very long and strong relationship, particularly on the people-to-people side of things. From a government-to-government perspective, Jamaica and the United States have shared values and ideas. We're both strong democracies. And in an era where democracy is not necessarily the inevitable state of nations, it is important that democracies work together to strengthen their partnerships and to explore ways in which we can help each other.
Are you a Christian parent looking for a legitimate way?
Nowhere me hear them talk about revolutionizing Jamaica's economy, improving Jamaica's agriculture. Me not hear them talk nothing about Jamaica bargaining power. All it is about the US, Europe, relying on the US, relying on Europe. How long we're going to rely on these bloodsuckers? The money that we're getting from the West is blood money. That's why we're sweltered with evil and crime and violence around because of blood money we are spend. We must ease ourselves off of US and Europe blood money and develop with countries' agriculture where we can feed ourselves and feed the world. I make US and them blood money go about them business. I want to see US have not we not blood money. We want to see America have that is not blood money. Who shall we go to next on the case and talk? Marlene or Nesta or Floyd? Talk fast tonight. Marlene, Nesta or Floyd? Or even anti-favoral. We just going to have a little talk. Anti-favoral. The case and talk. Who do we tackle next? Who do we tackle next? Nesta? Floyd Green? Marlene a fourth? Or anti-favoral? Who next? We didn't say all three. All three will get tackled tonight, man, but we tackle them one. Hey, Jesus. Judgment tonight. Who do we tackle next? Because I hope I come out in them, hope nonsense them going with last week, you know. Bronze, silver, gold, favoral first. All right, favoral name come up first. Now, anti-favoral. Anti-favoral is going around with a deafening propaganda because you have to make sure you suit their leader. Remember when she was minted by their leader says experience, qualification, and all of those bull quaddle juddle matters not, says the Prime Minister. All she needs to do is to be a disciple to my economic brouhaha, as you know, he loves to mention it. Now, way before the year end, we were told by Ralston Hyman and others that the country economy is in a recession because we have had 2 negative quarters. And it turned out now that we have, 3 negative quarters? we end the year worse off than we have started. Anti-favoral have to run around singing the good economic management tune. So anti-favoral don't want to talk about the same thing there. They have the wrong thing up on screen, but may I just harp on the economic issue. Anti-favoral don't want to have the conversation in public about the economic recession we have ended up in. What anti-favoral is pushing on us is that, because you remember last year Nigel's final budget that he fucked up, even though he got 5 minutes to dot his I's and cross his T's, him still come to Parliament and bitch it up. It was $1.3 trillion, because I know I'm not good with number. $1.3 trillion. This fiscal year budget is revised downwards to 1.2 something or rather trillion. No, she doesn't want to come and tell us that because our economy is in recession, we have to revise our budget. No, I'm southwards. What Ms. Favoral is saying, because Prime Minister Britanamos has managed the economy so well, good fiscal management, we can revise our budget downwards. Bullshit, Favoral. Bullshit. We're in a recession. What you must come and tell us, did you borrow from the IMF, World Bank, or anywhere to service this budget? We don't want to hear about good fiscal management, because good fiscal management show up on road and bridge. Good fiscal management show up on road and bridge. And the whole of them pop down pound. So stop frightening we. Stop frightening we. We wake out of we sleep, we wash our face, we're not shocked anymore. All right? So not frightening we. So Ms. Favoral also stressed that there is a need for legal caution before sharing forensic report, sharing SSL forensic report. Wanna hide Favoral. Because members say, Dr. the Honorable Puss went to court to block aspects of the SSL report and I want if it on private. Wanna hide. We don't want to expose the people them with thief bolt money before you get in on hand. What are you all hiding in that report? Because when I went as far as the court, did Nigel not went to court to block the SSL report? So I don't understand what on hide in the SSL report. Why on want legal caution? Legal caution to protect who, ma'am? Isn't it about truth and justice? If the report is done, then shouldn't the public or the victims, because all of us are victims of SSL because taxpayers' money was invested in SSL. So all of us are victim of the SSL fraud. So why is it that at one point Nigel went to court to block the report? Now you are one of legal caution. Wanna hide? What are you hiding, Miss Favoral? Because if you hide something, make ungo one the part what one choose of the SSL report to be published. Why una don't want it to be published in its entirety? Just like Nigel Clark tell we I'm going to publish FinSac. I'm going to make documentary, bro. And when Nigel come, Nigel give way what all crocus bag of different paper for read until we say, all right, may I go make 2 universities study it and come up with something about it. Who are you protecting? Is it Paul Cheng Young, the Eagle Group, Phoenix Group? Who are you protecting? The Prime Minister, the government, your friends? Who? But Mr. Bolts want justice, Faisal. So I mean, we are talking about caution before releasing SSL report. Who do we name off next? On the other hand, Justice Panton said, I'm done with this bullshit. I cannot work in the swelter of corruption and this nuisance. Even if them ask me to come back, I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going back, says Justice Panton. So Justice Panton is done with it. The question to ask, though, will Andrew appoint a JLP supporter? Could it be the reason for Brian or whatever stepping down, Ransford Bryan stepping down from the Senate to take up an appointment as the commissioner of the Integrity Commission? Could Andrew Holness really appoint one of his former senators to such a post? Well, let's wait and see. You know, Andrew and Trump, them don't do things normal, them do it all sort of upside down. All sort of upside down ways. So, Tanas in a while na dance, eh? Who do we go after next tonight? Who on earth do we go after next? Eh? Who do we go after next? Tonight we have Marlene, we have Nestor, we have Floyd Green. Who's next? Who next tonight? Because they must fight for their life, you know. They are fighting for their life. Lego the bird, Marlene. Lego the bird. Lego the bird. Lego the bird. Or Lego the rooster, Marlene, because you are more behaving like a rooster than a bird. Lego the bird, Marlene. Lego the bird. They're all fighting for their life. Andrew, you can't pay your supporter. Labour Party, make me talk, I don't know. You know, so now wicked. Labour supporters, look for me, you know how wicked. You know what you do? You turn on phone and make one whole heap of nice and fool on the Prime Minister. Oh, phone road show them look so feeble, half dead. And Mr. Marlene keep one road black. Marlene, mother who fought, kept one roadblock down a war yonder last week, Tuesday. Roadblock. Marlene never have place for keep people. Labour right, on the wicked, so why you don't want to go support on a Prime Minister when he come at the same thing then? On the so wicked Labour right, on the thing making the nice on the internet is going to boost up your Prime Minister. I don't see you all going out to support your Prime Minister. All right, them say Floyd Green next, Floyd Green next, Floyd Green. Now you remember last year, February, who got jump revival? Who got jump revival last year, February, and walk the obia and light the candle? This year area, well, last year, Grange, who did the obia walking for the Jamaica Labour Party. Floyd Green, this time, on the other hand, find himself jumping all sort of commotion and commotion as well. And his usual proper mouth, as everywhere Floyd Green go, whether be funeral and church, Floyd Green have some sort of bullshit to say. Let the minister get on with it.
I must say that convention number 45 is off to a wonderful start. It's something good is happening. And what I love about this church and your pastor is that he doesn't.
Now, this pastor is a young man from my community, a healer, a prophet, this and that, and so on and so forth, and so on. I leave it at that.
Just keep the service in the walls of the church. He brings it out into the community. I tell you, no more than ever Jamaica needs the church.
Now, this community is called Arlington. You must remember one of Mount Golden St. Elizabeth Road show the other day, where he really gave it to Andrew Holness. That would happen in a neighboring community called Catabo. So Floyd Green make sure he end up at church and jump and a prance and a lance for the vote. Because Floyd Green, since the end of last year to this year, no little funeral, no little church can go on with Floyd Green not turn up. He always does his usual as make sure he got every dancer hold a mic and open a bar, because this is the value of the Jamaican people.
Jamaica needs strong congregations that will go out into the field and will bring us back. Because to be honest, we have moved very far from where we're coming from. From Christ-like principles of kindness, love, looking out for your neighbor. If we go back to those things, we will have a better day.
Yes, so this is as healer and preacher and prophet and all sorts in my community, derived from my community, and all sorts and all sorts and all sorts. Who next? I think we ought to go to Minister Morgan, isn't it, Minister? Minister Morgan. Good God Almighty, Minister Morgan. Minister Morgan. Good God Almighty. How you come let me not upload Minister Morgan? So no, man. This wouldn't be a blunder. So it look like we may have to go to their fort. Hold on, let me see for Minister Morgan this. No, this are the running them. I'm not ready for the pleasantries. Them they are the pleasantries. No, man, hold on there. Okay, we're going to go to Marlene while we try to put Minister Morgan in our studio. Where is Minister Morgan? For crying out loud, here is Minister Morgan. Right, let us go to dear old Marlene. I don't know if she leggering the bird, stifling the bird, or what. dear Marlene might be doing with the poor old bird. But let's go to Marlene. I must warn you before we go over to dear Marlene. Oh, dear old Nesta has suddenly popped into our studio. Good evening, Minister Morgan. Fighting for your dear life, Minister. Minister forgot where he was, haven't you, Minister? Minister completely forgot where he was. Or what the occasion, for that matter, Minister Morgan. Hurry up, Minister. Hurry up. Get ready to go. Hurry up, Minister. I don't know why Minister takes so much time to load up. But Minister, why I feel with tonight, Minister? Why is the Minister playing?
So, we would have done some work to bring the water up to yield, but it never enough. So we send end of the season the other day to do a survey from up here, go all the way down to Darlow. Because when you used to have water down there, not true. And we're going to put back the water down there so that we can get back to the water. And this is done by March, April. So you know, the ask. The last
Minister, there is a casket in front of you. There are mourners in front of you, Prime Minister and Minister Morgan. Minister Morgan, there were mourners in front of you. There's a casket in front of you, Minister, with somebody's loved one in it. You may have mistaken the audience, Minister, because you were on a stage and there was a mic. Not all the time, though, Minister, one holds a mic and get on a stage. It should rather be about politics. Give it up to the Minister Loudmouth Green. Regularly pop-ups at funeral all over his constituency and give a speech of how loving and hard working, how a community person the person was, even though Mr. Green has never met them. But what I have not noticed, Minister, that Mr. Green would have done is go on the stage and push his political message and tell the grieving audience and family members that I'm going to give you water and we're doing this and we're doing... That was a low blow, Minister. That was unempathetic, Minister. That was below your feet, Minister. You could have dropped that one moment on the stage to show humanity and humility, Minister. Jesus Christ, Nestor Morgan, how desperate can you be to go to a funeral, Minister Morgan? Jesus, have mercy upon us, dear God. Me no want to know my funeral, you know. Because like Green, I go come talk how me was such a nice person, and him now go talk how me was a juggernaut and a tyrant, you know. Me no want to know my funeral with a lie, you know. If you can't come there and talk about the juggernaut and tyrant side of me, leave it out. Cut the bullshit, Mr. Morgan. That was too low. You could have made the people them grieve in peace. You could have made the community grieve in peace. And then you go one bar, go open bar, because you know they love them belly. Them would have come at the bar so you can get to tell them what you want to tell them. But Minister Morgan, for God's sake, have some public decorum, Minister. Have some public empathy. Try it. It is something that you can learn. Because we know your name, born with it. A whole heap of things we're not born with what we can learn, Minister Morgan. But when you go a funeral, try to be human for the one moment and leave the dirty politics out of people grieve. Mr. Morgan, that was low of you. That was quite a low level to dive, Minister Morgan.
True. We would have done some work to bring the water up to End, but it never enough. So we send end of the season the other day to do a survey from up here, go all the way down to Darlow. Because we used to have water down there, not true. And we're going to put back the water down there so that we can get back the water. And this is done by March, April. So you know have to ask. The last
Casket, Minister, casket. There's a casket in front of you, Minister. There's a casket. A casket in front of the minister. But all the minister can think about is shoring up his votes. What a disgrace of humanity. You have no humanity, Mr. Morgan. No empathy. There's nothing about you, Mr. Morgan. That's the same Mr. Morgan that says nothing come good from Moko. Are you going to a funeral to repair your battered soul, Mr. Morgan? Buy your way. I buy no way to everything. Buy back your way. If you want back your way in, you have to buy back in. Not cheap, Morgan. You, Morgan. Rice gone up. Bully beef stepping up. Only Jamaica people now raise the price of them votes. Barbaric so-and-so. You inhumane so-and-so, Minister Morgan. You desperate so-and-so, Mr. Morgan. You member of the kleptocratic clan, Mr. Morgan. How could you? How could you dive so low to forget that there was a casket in front of you despite your desperate bid for power, Mr. Morgan? There was a casket. When you went on your political rant in church, there was a casket with grieving families sitting in front of you. That was worse than a shit in a plate. That's shit in a soup pot. That's shit in the whole pot of manish water, Mr. Morgan. Nobody else can drink out of it. Bunch of disgrace. Everyone got disgrace, so. All up on the head, man. All up on the head. And learn to keep big function like Marlene. Learn to keep big function like Marlene. And let me say to you before we get into Mrs. Fourth, if you're affected by crowd, I repeat, if you are affected by crowd, this is the best time to look away. If you're affected by crowd, and if you have dust allergy, it may be your best time to look aside or cover your nose. You might never know what Marlene Frisky Foot Bottom might just plow up, because remember, we live in a mall bed society, isn't it? But careful. Careful, Marlene. Don't plow up all sort and throw all direction. But before we get into the Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs, the former Attorney General, you've made it second, my dear. I still only first. Missy Keeper's 9 night before she did. Welcome to the club, Minister. Let the Minister take it away. Hey, Marlene, I've met tear up.
I think Madam can move.
Marlene, what's that about one?
I think Madam can move.
Watch the crowd, Jamaica. Watch the crowd. Mr. If you watch the crowd. Let's go play over Marlene. Me love to see. Me not hear one no one say. Me love to see Marlene dance. You dance here, Marlene. Don't watch them. You just dance.
I think Madam can move.
Sandra Peart, what happened to your eye? You don't see the upper crowd. You don't see the crowd big. Look good again. Me not tell no lie, them suck me a mother that drink rum fa. I mean I feel drunk. For them suck me a. Go on, man. No man, something wrong with your eye. What do you mean so the nasty the crowd? Something wrong with you no. Go and go wash your face and come back. Make Marlene dance and get like a salt water. Hey Jesus tonight. Go green canvas. Go and go get like a salt water. Wash your eye. Quint. Use your hand. Rub your eyelid them. And come back, come watch. You go on here, Marlene.
I think Madam can move.
Me don't know what I'm seeing about me to the crowd. set up with her with our Marlene night. With our Marlene night. Hey, go on, Marlene. Yeah. Marlene night tonight, you know.
Ensure that we do the work so that when that.
I want to Marlene. Well, may I tell you now, if you don't listen to dear old Marlene speech, me never cut out this speech because of the dancing me entice by. But poor old Marlene, she was worse than Faisal in a parliament with Evelyn. But if you cut up the green, because what's a green canvas there, you know? A so green canvas turn up for Marlene Galangin. Let's see if I find it on Facebook. I go find it on my Facebook. Up so. A so green canvas. So if Marlene cut up the canvas, them Marlene would have big crowd. Me say a big canvas turn up. Big God Almighty canvas. Me never see so much canvas before. Me never know say green canvas could turn up a political engagement. If Marlene cut up those green canvas, you know the amount of people it would turn out in. If Marlene cut up all of these green canvas, it would have turned in a one big old crowd. Jesus. I wonder if we can find it on my Facebook because poor Marlene, me no know out she and Nesta. Who did send that video they come give me? Hold on, Jesus, I can't remember. I don't know out Marlene and Nesta though. Who is struggling more?
Welcome back, part 2.
The thing I know, they're both struggling. They are both struggling hard. The problem we may have is this side who a struggle worse. But boy, Marlene come out. Marlene come out and all that thing. I cannot remember. Something. I can't remember who's sent that Facebook link to me. And so much linking on my phone. Hold on there, Jesus. But why Marlene come out? But this show, hold on, there was a thing what come with Marlene a dance scene live. Hold on. Me want to find it phone because yes, I hit this, yeah. I TikTok it up. I TikTok it up on, you know. Hold on. Let me see if me open TikTok on. Because me want to find this speech for Uno. Dear Jesus, help this woman. Really bad pandem. Really bad dear old Marlene. But not care what I want, so the crowd is big. Big crowd. Will this thing allow me to log in? Oh. I'm going on my WhatsApp. Let me try it in my WhatsApp. Yeah. Who else we have Pani Plethora tonight? Paula and Andrew and Mr. Bolt Money. Andrew, foreign people are talking, you know. One popular sport paper, Andrew Holness. Attack, your name that broad. But what we don't realize, you know, Andrew Holness and all of your attack dogs, them. Mr. Bolt have stayed quiet for the reason of protecting his country's reputation. Trying to protect investors from walking away from his country because them is him country in a financial bangarang and rip off one of them biggest stars. He stayed quiet because of that. He avoided having questions about it. Now, if Uno have any farmer sense on thinking about the confidence of Uno economy, none of them never see it necessary to say, let's have a conversation with him. Uno rather went on the attack. One would have thought, if you are worried about the Jamaican economy or the effect it would have on the Jamaican economy, Mr. Bolt speaking, then I would have thought Uno would have done something there. Hold on, see it here.
What you does? What you does? What you does? Ready again. Ready again. What you does again? What you does? What you does? What you does? Ready. All you can do, what you does? I'm going ready again. Go.
All right, gonna look on the big crowd now. And the camera got turn around, you know. Road I got blind, you know. Marlene will soon come to the mic and I want to listen to her.
Ensure that we do the work so that when that time comes, we will be victorious at the polls. I mean, they know how much I love them. They can call on me at any time they feel like, you know, they can tell you that I've always been there for them. It's just a love for the people, you know, so we're just looking forward to the next event. Tonight, it's a good show of camaraderie between, you know, all of us as supporters. So we're looking forward to the next event. All right.
So tomorrow is the start of the new parliamentary year, the new financial year, when we have the official state opening of the parliament and the throne speech is delivered and the program is set out So look on, because I have to leave here and get back to Kingston for a 10 o'clock show of events. All right? And beg you, respect her need for rest and sleep. And a little bit of our own private
She know her name, sir?
Huh?
She know her name, sir?
David.
You are beg for her. She know her name, sir? She know her name, sir?
No, man. You can't take her beauty for granted.
I don't think she know her name, sir. I know we. I don't think she know her name, sir.
But love you all. David, I can see that you're so happy.
Yeah.
Right? You're so happy. So all who have been involved in the planning, Sandra, the entire crew, well done. So we're going to have a little bit more of this as we go forward, and we're going to move over to the next division and the next division, and then we come back.
Right.
And I'm coming for a walk. Last time I did a walk, it was 12 hours non-stop. So all of you who are going to come to walk with me, make sure that
Jamaican vibes, long time no see.
Right? So I'm going to get my rest and get over the flu, because I remember looking behind me and people were changing out. But I'm looking forward to walking through the streets again, and we're scheduling the walk. All right, so enjoy yourself. Maybe I should select a song for you from my repertoire.
Yes.
Right, it may be a little different from what you're used to, but bear with me and see the MP's taste. So let me go and see what the selector has. Must be improved. The communities in which you live must be improved. And you must know that you're people just like anyone else. So I don't refer to you as living in the ghetto, David, because we're all people first, and I'm here to serve you. I had to think long and hard about a team leader for the Mount Salem division, because I know that the work of the MP is primarily in central government, in the seat of government, and as member of parliament, parliament is not in the constituency. So we needed someone on the ground. And I'm so pleased that I chose so well.
Well, then I don't care if you want to see a Zoom meeting or not. The crowd big.
She should have been your formally elected councillor. And I know what went down. We will not let that happen again.
No Zoom meeting. I
But,
just TikTok me
Rina
play
is
it
an
from no
exceptional
Zoom.
leader and a good politician. Very good politician. And I thank you for loving her so much. I thank you for supporting
Just look on the
her
crowd
so
round
much.
Marlene,
It
and
means
that
a
if you
lot
look
to
on the
me.
crowd round Marlene.
Election time is coming again. And it's a time when you get an opportunity to choose again and have your say in who represents you. We now watch the noise, We now watch the noise because we know you have the better choice.
Yay.
Right? This is not about showmanship. This is about who can do the work and who genuinely care for you.
Hey,
because there are
Marlene.
some people who make it, and instead of wanting to lift you, they want to leave you where you are or even sink you a little lower. Well, I know some mistake.
Hey.
So this is not about anybody else. This is all about
What's
you.
some mistake?
And I know that we are strong in Mount Salem. I know that we are strong in Mount Salem. So whatever little issues you may have with each other or with the party, we're going to have to put it aside, or you're going to have to let me know so I can address it. I've been working to ensure that whomever needs assistance is assisted. And we're lifting the community and we're lifting the country. I am very proud of the record that we're going into the election with, and you can be proud too.
Yeah.
But more than anything else, I want you to know that you have an MP who backs you, who will look out for you, who will stand with you. And I am working to ensure that we have a system that respects the people, not one that oppresses the people. So, thank you for the love. I will always be working in your best interest. Enjoy yourself. The green look nice. Everyone looking nice. And when it's time to close down, have a nice night, have a nice rest and sweet dreams. We won't go for the whole night, but enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. Love you all. I really do.
We'll only survive, yet still hold the faith, unchangeable. Now, what do you say? This pause, what do you say?
Marlene, me sorry for you see. God know me sorry for Marlene. You can't, but labor rights, that's what I tell you, wicked. Labor rights on a bag of mouth. Labor rights, no never even turn up. If you go show Marlene little support, I don't see a soul, not a soul, not a councillor, not a councillor, not a mouncillor, not a MP, not a wicked so labor rights, to no very own. Labor rights, I don't know where the pie tear down Bolt. No so wicked. Why not stop supporting one another? No think say walk and cussing people are gonna help on the win. Oh, third term shower. So like on one bathe rather. No wicked so labor right? No wicked so is only little curry goat and curry chicken back and KFC 2-piece can get on out as long as 2-piece now buy labor right on wanga got so. No wanga got so if you no know say nah get 2-piece nobody now turn out can't live so shouldn't dash Marlene under the bus so bad to bad so green canvas turn up a Marlene God wicked so labor rights wicked against one another so bad to bad. You could have show Marlene say, all right, we're not with you. But we are going to turn up and long up we mouth. One hand a clap. One to somebody a clap. Labor right. And you want the constituency. So if you don't support Marlene, how you go get the constituency? You think Green Canvas can vote? Ask yourself the question, labor right. Do you think Green Canvas can vote? Because a source of Green Canvas turn up a Marlene same thing, you know. Be God Almighty Green Canvas. Not another soul. But that's why Marlene never have to talk hard because they canvas them. You know, have to talk hard to canvas. Them have high pitch hearing. They can hear things but very low. You know, like a dog can hear things where you the human can hear. I saw canvas there. Somali never have to talk hard, but labor right are not terrible. On really have a dirty bad mind way. Look how they cheat one another in an election year, but on still say on want third term, on a guaranteed third term. And where Andrew there? Well on the Andrew. Let me see if I find Andrew I talk about God help us. Because everybody labor right them go, it spells weakness. Look at all the different things and places the Prime Minister is moving around the country and talking about. There's very little. After listening to that clip here with Mr. Bolt.
With the pace of the investigations, which has triggered a public debate.
Our concern mainly is that an effort is being made to blame Mr. Bolt personally for the loss of his funds at SSL.
Mr. Gordon was referring to comments like this from politician Venetia Phillips, who questioned on social media site X Did you get advice or directive from government directly or indirectly regarding making the investment you made and then lost? Was it all privately done? Have you sued the person who managed your affairs? These questions, if answered, will give us here perspective. Mr. Bolt on Wednesday quoted her post stating, "Trying to victim shame me? Don't be a syndicate."
The stress is aggravated and heightened by persons entering into the blame game and the shaming of the victim. In other words, it's your fault. You put the money in the wrong place. You should have put it elsewhere. The allegation that the funds never got there suddenly have been elevated by one of the spinners.
Mr. Gordon notes Ken Tomlinson, who was appointed by the Financial Services Commission to take temporary management of SSL, found records confirming these lodgements and has attested to them in the Supreme Court.
But anyway, anywhere, and by anyhow you look at it, it is wrong to be cultivating in the minds of persons that monies went elsewhere and therefore SSL is not responsible for some or all of his funds and that he made a bad choice in investing in SSL.
No, Mr. Gordon and his team are considering separate legal action.
In this widespread attack on Mr. Bolt, certain persons might have crossed the border into defamation. And we are scrutinizing all the allegations being made, and we will take steps to protect his character and his reputation.
In the meantime, Mr. Gordon says the team is concerned about updates from the authorities.
We have not, for example, been invited to any formal meeting with anyone.
See there, Hugh Robotham get it. 3 is a crowd.
Any of the departments, including the FSC, to say this is what is happening and this is where we are going. We are out in the dark and we are just hoping that the investigations, including the reports from the foreign entities or persons who came in as experts, none of those have been shared with us, although it appears that people in the media are quoting from some of those reports.
Director of Public Prosecutions Paula Llewellyn told the Gleaner on Thursday her office is now ready to prosecute the case against former SSL Client Relations Manager Jean-Ann Panton, the loan company official charged in the matter where Bolt and other SSL clients' accounts were defrauded close to $5 billion Jamaican dollars. Ms. Llewellyn said Bolt's matter has been reflected as it relates to the 22-count allegations against Panton.
So them all trying to switch around everything upon Mr. Bolt. Let me try and find Andrew Holness. Another speech with Andrew Holness again, which they are living in cloud cuckoo land, like literally all the way up there. Why it's so low?
I hear a man come out and he might talk about why we never see the road so bad in all of my life. When I was there, I never see it. I'm in tractor and road and laugh. A senior member in his cabinet. Come on, that's so much pressure.
Me know say I'm no worst nightmare, but I have to listen to the lion story.
That is not a best say, all right, Jamaicans, all right. I make you a promise, Jamaica will be pothole free in 2003. 22 years ago, and Jamaica, when they promised them would have fixed. And we are the government now that is fixing it. You know why? Because we don't come to you
and make the wild promise without knowing how it was sweat. We are the second son. We are the business head. We understand how to keep the economy going. Even in an election year, we still keep the economy stable. We're not going to sacrifice the economy for political gain. And that, my friends, is a big change. Because whenever the budget is being read close to an election, governments are tempted to just run with it. And then after the election, they say, all right, let me see how they fix it. And they've never been able to fix it after an election. This is the first election budget that a government is presenting that is responsible. And that, my friends, shows the maturity of the Jamaica Labour Party and the growth of our country. You are part of a great institution. And I ask you to protect that institution. Run with the idiot them. Run with the foolish. Let them come to you and tell you all kind of nonsense. So just go your book. Go read history. You can't fool me. You can't trick me. We see you at home from a mile away.
Hey, Coach Shatta. Hey, look how we look down you from far.
Great institution. Protect it. Promote it. And care for it. And we will do the best for the country.
Yes, he really said all those things. You can always count on the Prime Minister for a good amount of bullshit. And there's more from the Prime Minister. You think him done yet? Eh? Go on, Prime Minister, go on. I use it. Hold on there. Go on, Prime Minister, go on. Can we?
What you must look at is not the house.
Hold on there.
What you must look at is the program that is in place that is delivering the house over and over and over and over again.
Hear more lie, hear the lie.
You want in a government. You want a government that runs the economy, that delivers the revenues, that will deliver the programs that make your life better. So when I stand up here and say, all the road where you want to fix, we are going to fix them. All the hospital that you want to repair, we are going to repair them. All the water where you want in your house, we are going to put it in your house.
All right, again.
And I can stand here and say with conviction, because I know, unlike others, I know that I have run this economy well. Well
done. Well done.
No PNP can stand and say that when them have the country running as government, that they have run the economy well. Not one PNP can. And that is the PNP. They don't understand business, they don't understand the economy, and if you leave it up to them, they wreck everything. I have always been the hardworking one. I have always been the one that is very dedicated to the people, dedicated to hard work and making sure that everything runs fairly and efficiently. I grew up in very humble circumstances. My mother was a civil servant and my father a farmer.
Almighty God, you know,
so nobody understands the struggles more than me. And I have never separated the things that I want from the work that I have to put in. I am not only a laborite because my family was GLP, my father is PNP. I'm not a laborite because, I just follow the politics. No, I'm a laborite
because of what it means to be a laborer. By the sweat of your brow. For people who are PNP, there is no connection between bread and sweat. None whatsoever. So they can promise you all the bread, but they will never sweat to get it. That is the definition of the PNP. They will tell you all the glorious things that they can do. I hear a man today giving a speech, and the man said that if they have power, they will make electricity cheaper. And me nearly drop off of my chair when me hear that man say, if they did have power, electricity would have been cheaper. Remember what I tell you now? PNP.
Hold on the Governor General. Can we pay you, you know? I feel we all heap of billions I pay you for bullshit like cutting ribbon and turn up and shake hand and wave hand and them fuck pretty Governor General. Oh, come last week Saturday, last week Wednesday, we hear say you fix your hip. And then by Monday, Governor General fit and able to donate to everything on can they tap up the screen and the Governor General going back to work Monday. This not look bullshit too, no? This not look like Governor General said this a load of political bullshit that Andrew Wright as a throne speech. I ain't going to read this shit because this is not the usual shit that we read in a throne speech. I wonder if the Governor General say, not me with that bullshit, not one iota of it. Get somebody else who know how to spout bullshit very well. Because thief has do me thief Adventist money. They can't turn up there as an Adventist and tell these whoop blatant like me. Don't know if that's how going to me just as say. But it's sad to see Wednesday I look at a hip. And then Monday in the back of work. Don't understand it. Go and talk, Andrew, go and talk. You know, say, when I have a habit of swallowing on a hoof right in the midst of your conversation.
Promise everything. They don't know how to deliver. I remember a prime minister said, when we win, we want to take GCT off electricity. How much I would remember that? When we win, IMF deal in 6 weeks. And I sit down in a parliament and hear the budget I read. I hear the same person who said, when they win, they're going to take GCT off electricity. The same people them add back the GCT on electricity and raise up the electricity. God help us. God help us. If you fool enough to believe the PNP, God help us. God help us.
God help us, says the Prime Minister. God help us, says the PM.
Let me lose half of you to blood clot a conference, man. You make the whole of we look like a blood clot fool. Come to think of it, you know. I think this man has sell the blood clot election to Marky G, you know. I tell you, millions him I get for sell out to the blood clot. Can't a look sell out, man, you know. You're going back a conference again with the light bomb clot. Advance on people when you tell the people them that 2 years already, man. And you a fuck up the party, you know, Mr. Andrew Holness. Right now, me I tell you make me feel shame. As a big labor rights supporter, you make me feel shame. And you know, say me a no bias man when me a blood clot talk, and me not put my mouth ground and talk when me a talk. You gone back again, gone fool the people them and tell them about light blood clot scam. When you tell them it already, they you know expect the people them that you know them bumbo clotted. You know nothing else to tell the people them. No, you got to talk about you take out GTC for that because Canada do the same blood clot thing. You try to follow Canadian blood. I think you follow. Yeah? Boy, I don't know what's wrong with you, bro, God, but me know me say you sell out the country, brother. I sell you sell out the country. You not build the country. I'm in a business what you want to say. Because you're going back with the same bumbo clot lie again. Go and tell the people, like, you know, expect the people, they remember. So you tell them that blood clot 2 times. This is the 3rd time now you tell them, boy, you dismantle light and then you win, you know, dismantle the light. You come again, you know, dismantle light and you use but the same something again. Man, come down, man. Come down, bro, God, come down. Sorry to say, come down, man. Yeah, man. Come down, brother. Up in the truck.
Up in the truck, brother. Brother. Up in the truck. Trenton. Up in the truck. The division and the buckle and the shuffle across the Jamaica Labour Party. You wonder when this war is going to come to an end. But the war has its place all over Andrew Holness's thingy rather, from what's you might call it, from vloggers all the way up to cabin. That's why Marlene, hold on, that's why Marlene not get the support, because everybody in a them fracas and them fracas over who has what seat, what you like, and such a forth. But one of the big things women not hear nobody talk about in the Labour Party is positioning. Given that we are months away from an election, there's still a lot of positioning to be done in several constituencies. And the positioning, as we can see, has become very contentious. That space that has been saved in the Senate is possible for dear old Marlene. You might see the resignation of Marlene stepping down from the constituency quite soon, and has been given a place in the Senate in order to continue on the constitutional side of things in the PNP administration after the general election. So I could see the Prime Minister putting Marlene in the Senate for that purpose to continue. Because him have to do that before them push him, you know. So, me no know how it's going to all pan out. But all of them, they do the little runabout and scatterbout, the little, you know, the runabout, the new Kingston run and walk. Their leader also, where is their leader video? There's a video also with their leader running about as well. Let's go to their leader. So there you have it. Both the leader of the opposition and the Prime Minister was involved in this morning runabout in New Kingston. So that's all we have for you in tonight's program, you know. And we are saying to Mr. Bolt, don't just go quiet, them prosecuting Jean and Pantan alone. Because we know all of us know that Gene and Panthan alone cannot take responsibility or cannot be responsible for such a major calamity. And you have all sorts of people attacking Mr. Bolt, even those who have no personal or political integrity, like Venetia Phillips and Cliff Hughes and George Davis and all the rest of them. Not to mention the higglers over TikTok. Because they're higglers, you know, they're all in the marketplace over there. Not to mention the JLP higglers on TikTok. But I hope what they condone for Mr. Bolt, they are able to condone it for their children when somebody ripped away their children hard work from under their feet. But we will stop at nothing, and the world will stop at nothing to get answers for Mr. Bolt, because this is one man that is going to have global support on this issue, where everybody will want to lend their voice to Mr. Bolt on this issue the day he decides to sit down and speak candidly about what his country, Jamaica, has done to him under the leadership of Andrew Holness and Nigel Clark. Thank you all very much, everyone, for being here tonight. Lovely to have your support as always. If you are not yet a follower to the Global Television Group on TikTok or YouTube, please make sure you subscribe or give us a follow. For those of all of you on TikTok, my backup page, which is Producer Wayne, is pinned in the top of this channel. If you also subscribe to my backup page as well, because you know, say, through my mouth so laborish, TikTok always beat me up over my mouth, through my mouth can't follow rule. So follow my backup page. So if TikTok slap me upon my mouth over here, so they have other place for talk. So make sure you all follow my backup page on TikTok as well, which is Producer Wayne Global TV. It is pinned in the top of the comment area of this channel. So thank you all very much for being here tonight. Lovely to have your support. Debbie Duncan, thank you. How you do? Thank you. The will to change. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So make sure to follow my backup page. Make sure to subscribe to Global TV YouTube channels. And thank you all very much for being here tonight. Join us back tomorrow morning for your At a Glance program. I wonder if we can go out with Marlene. Come and love to see Marlene dance, you know. Me love to, me not care what I think about Marlene and her crowd of canvas. I don't care what you think about Marlene and her crowd of canvas. But me like to see Marlene dance. So we could dance out. We could dance out with Marlene tonight, couldn't we?
I think Madam can move. Yeah.
Watch it up again. Watch it does. Watch it does. Do it does. Ready, ready, ready. All you can does. Watch it does. Oh, no, ready? Go, 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 go. This goes on the she does here.
That was Dancing with Marlene. Thank you very much and good night.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.